Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer. It is time for Revelations. In case you're wondering why that popped up here, that's one of the last missions I did. Well, the last one I was going to do. Beneath the Skin I actually did before my account was hacked. Still not happy about that. For now, though, Revelations.
A Federation starship on a research mission for the Alliance, the USS Callisto, has sent out a general distress signal. Intelligence needs you to find them. If they were preyed upon by one of the more aggressive species here in the Delta Quadrant, we need to know who it was. And if they stumbled onto something one of those species didn't want us to find, well then it's even more imperative we find that ship and its crew.
I call this one the Mandalorian Warbird, because it looks like the shuttle, which, frankly, looks like the T-visor of those Mandalorians everyone loves so much. And this is just an increased size version of aforementioned shuttle. I'm beginning to think Cryptic ran out of ideas when they went, okay, we need a shuttle, we need a ship for the Klingon-fed Romulan light cruiser bundle. This is essentially the Romulan version of the Miranda. And they decided, okay, hey, this looks pretty cool. Let's increase the size of that. Cue the Deleth, which is essentially what I refer to as the Mandalorian Warbird. Because it kinda looks like the visor. It's more apparent with the shuttle, but you can definitely see how it was supposed to look. Mandalorian T-visor. What a day. Anyway, on with the mission. If this loads, STO has not been friendly with the loading thing lately. I mean, there is a minor problem with the code, but case in point, that keeps showing up. For no good reason, for the last while, the Complete Mycelial Realm notification has been showing up, even though I have completed that mission. It's annoying. Cryptic had better fix this nonsense, because it's getting distracting and annoying. Speaking of annoying, at least for my enemies, you will notice that I have 2 dual beam banks fit to this little Warbird. That's because it's very agile. Kinda like the Miranda. Which is why, in spite of the Miranda's reputation of exploding far too often, that's because most of them haven't been refit. It's a nice ship. It just needs a better power plant, better shields. That's pretty much it.
This is 7 of 9, part of a Federation research team assigned to the USS Callisto. My team and I were investigating this outpost when the defense systems activated and destroyed the ship.
Yeah, if you check out my first run of this on the 2409 Fed, you will have noticed that 7 looks very, very different. Closer to Jerry Ryan. Christ, that woman doesn't look like she's aged in almost 20 years.
I am aware of your service record. Thank you for responding to our request for assistance. I was able to deactivate the outpost's defenses, but the system sent out an automated distress signal upon shutdown. It is logical to assume that someone will be arriving to investigate. Please transport my team and me to your ship. I will be of more assistance to you there.
It's a shame they didn't get her to redo all of her lines for this arc. Just to go all Picard 7, because Picard 7 is the best 7. Thank you. Stupid thing.
Long-range sensors are picking up inbound energy signatures. Voth ships. They must lay claim to this system.
Lovely. I mean, seriously. The Alcoholic 7 is fun. Then there's what happened with Icheb. Let's not talk about that.
Attention, trespassing and no terms. You are trespassing in Voth-aligned space. Surrender now, and we will allow you to live out the remainder of your lives on a prison world.
Yeah, no. How about this? You leave, I don't kill you. No, right. I completely forgot. You're dead anyways. Nice try. Fine, you want to play that game. Bang, you're dead. I thought beam fire at will was my thing. Alright then, fine. We'll do this the fun way. Yeah. I don't think so.
You have violated a Voth facility, and will be.
Where are they going? It's not like the Voth to leave a battle they would have clearly won.
I could have taken them.
This is a general distress signal for any ships in range. This is the Turei homeworld. We are under attack by an unknown force of immense power. We require immediate assistance.
The Turei are a spacefaring culture that Voyager encountered in 2376. They claim ownership over the underspace, which are corridors through subspace that significantly shorten travel times here in the Delta Quadrant. Command has been attempting to contact them, without success. access to the underspace would be a distinct advantage for our fleets. That is one possibility. To my knowledge, the Voth and Turei are not enemies. However, there is still much we do not know about the Delta Quadrant. We have arrived in the Turei system. The Voth ships are in combat, but they are not engaging Turei vessels. Their opposition does not conform to any known ship in the database.
Well, there's another bug. She's supposed to talk during that little cutscene.
The Voth and whomever they are fighting are speaking on an open channel. We can listen to their communications.
Your defense of the Turei thieves will be your undoing.
The Turei and Voth have a long-standing allegiance. The Turei's exothermic nature makes them superior to the other feeble races of the Quadrant.
Then you will be loyal to the death.
The surface of the Turei homeworld is being devastated by the debris from the Voth vessels. The Turei do have a defense network of satellites and shields that is capable of protecting them, but the control network is offline. This was intentional. Their attackers deliberately targeted the area during the initial assault. There is a secondary command center on the outskirts of one of their major settlements. If we transport directly there, we will be able to restore the control network.
Time to sick the Borg on them.
The invaders attacked this facility, but they did not do significant structural damage. They were, however, able to take down the control network controlling the orbital defense grid. That defense grid is the only thing capable of stopping all of the debris from the battle in orbit from raining down on the planet. Small pieces will burn up in the atmosphere, and your ship's weapons can deal with some others, but a significant percentage will get through. Until that grid is operational, there will be widespread devastation. There was a firefight here. One of the Turei is injured, but his condition is stable. He may be able to give us more information about the invaders.
Thank you. My name is Deleth. You're from the Romulan Republic, right? The ships emerged from the underspace, and they were too close for our defense grid to stop the launch of drop pods. In minutes, They had knocked out the grid controls and we were defenseless. We barely had time to transmit a distress signal. You are not Turei. I cannot reveal our secrets.
If I may, Underspace is a network of subspace corridors that extend through much of the Delta Quadrant. Voyager was pulled into one when its warp field interacted with the corridor's radial wall. At the time, we speculated that the corridors would speed our journey back to Federation space. That was not possible.
The attackers were Vadwar. Voyager did indeed interact with one of our corridors, but instead of deleting the info as we requested and going on their way, they revived our greatest enemy. All of this destruction, every death, it's all Voyager's fault.
Yeah, no.
Impossible. It cannot be the Vadwar. I would know. This is all my fault. When we first encountered the Vadwar, they were in cryostasis. I foolishly awoke their leader in a moment of curiosity. I didn't know their history. They were conquerors, despots. The Vadwar used Underspace to rule the Delta Quadrant for decades. It was only when the other races banded together that they were defeated. At the time we encountered them, when I awakened them, Captain Janeway said she probably would have done the same thing. But it wasn't her choice, it was mine. I am responsible. However, the Vadwar we encountered did not have a level of technology like what we face here. This is far beyond anything the Vadwar are capable of developing in such a short amount of time. My analysis remains unchanged. We need to restore functionality to the defense grid. There are 4 nodes located on the edge of this complex. We must restart these nodes and realign them to the central tower to re-establish the grid.
I'll go to the central tower and start the initialization sequence.
I blame myself for the Vadwar's return. It was a door best left unopened. Complete these steps in the correct order to initialize and align the node.
It's just faster to kill all the Vadwar.
First, finally.
You've got to be kidding me. And here it comes.
Uplink established. When we first rescued the Vadwar, we thought we could be allies. Analysis complete. First, you must finally... Defense node online. Whatever happens here, we must inform our superiors about the Vadwar threat.
I think I'm enjoying this Borg thing a little too much.
I have completed first, you must finally... When Admiral Tuvok asked me to leave my post at the Daystrom Institute to assist the Callisto, I thought the probability of seeing Vadwar was statistically insignificant. We had to ally ourselves with the Turei to escape the Vadwar. My analysis of this node is complete. First, final... Connection reestablished.
And I completely forgot one. Oh boy. Join my army of the Borg.
Uplink reinitiated.
Romulan! I need assistance at the central tower!
Gladly. Let's see how this stand is gonna go.
Your team did an excellent job getting the defense nodes back online and realigned to the central hub here. The restart process will take some time, but the defense grid will be active in about 2 minutes. We'd be in good shape if the Vaadwaur hadn't launched more assault pods. These are mobile transporter pads used to bring more troops to the surface rapidly. I assume they're coming to stop us from restoring the defense grid.
The Turei took control of underspace after the Vaadwaur were defeated. Clearly, the Vaadwaur object. Vaadwaur reinforcements approaching. The Vaadwaur are relentless. Probability of our survival is slim. The Vaadwaur are tenacious fighters. We must be more.
We can't keep this up forever!
What is that?
It is not odd. Voth reinforcements have entered orbit. These Vaadwaur do not want to do battle with an obviously superior force.
I hate Voth. Arrogant as sin.
While we did sustain great losses, we have made good on our agreement with the Turei. Bellas, we have restored your defense grid.
I'm not interested in petty squabbling about who did what. The grid is restored and we are safe. That's all that matters.
7 of 9.
Admiral?
We detected the destruction of the Callisto. What?
It was your fault! Your ship invaded the Voth outpost! You woke the Vaadwaur!
Vaadwaur. Interesting. Starfleet intelligence did not consider them a threat. We believed their numbers were few and their technology outdated.
Then you were wrong! The Vaadwaur have returned, and no one is safe.
I see. 7. Voyager could use your expertise again. Will you return to the ship?
That would be acceptable.
Very well. We will take the other survivors from the Callisto as well. Thank you.
Voyager, 2 to beam up.
Oh, that's just great.
Thank you for assisting 7 and lending aid to the Turei. However, the discovery that our old foes, the Vaadwaur, have made such a leap in technology and are now threatening the entire quadrant is troubling.
Thank you. Without your help, my team and I may have been killed by the Voth. Now, however, I must turn my attention to the Vaadwaur. I am responsible for their return. I must assist in their defeat.
The Turei are responsible for that. If they hadn't forced you to ground and just left you alone, nothing would have happened. Another
I've
one
read
of those
Admiral
days.
Janeway's mission logs from Voyager. It would be troublesome enough to have the Vaadwaur return in force. They're an aggressive and difficult species, but if they have technology and forces that can defeat the Voth, this does not bode well.
Housecoat Gaming, signing off.